I'm calling on all mothers in Nigeria to help me beg her to release or to free my son. I know my son. This is not him. Please, Natasha, the bead you put on his hand and on his neck, remove them.
What is happening with Two-Face? If you clicked on this video, chances are you already know who Two-Face is. Sorry, I mean him. Two-Face is a talented musician, a gifted performer. I've seen him perform live. He's an icon of the Nigerian music industry. He's the one that gave us this masterpiece.
You are my African queen, the girl of my dreams.
But recently, Two-Face was involved in a relationship scandal so deep that he has been declared missing by his own family, with his own mother crying out for help, saying that he has been brainwashed.
Good evening, Nigerians. My name is Mrs. Rose Idibia. This message is for Miss Natasha Osauru of Edo State. I'm calling on all mothers in Nigeria to help me beg her to release or to free my son. My son is going through a divorce process and he's clearly not in his right senses now. I know my son. This is not him. Please, Natasha, the bead you put on his hand and on his neck, remove them and free him.
You know, normally I try to avoid stories about celebrities because most of the time they turn out to be made up stories, PR stunts to gain more fame and gain more clout. But when your own family is petitioning the DSS about your whereabouts and you're a public figure like Two-Face, then there must be a problem somewhere. And for me, I think the problem starts with Two-Face himself. Because you see, Two-Face is a lover of women, a lot of women.
I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Many women. But they love him too. The feeling is mutual. In fact, he has had 7 children by 3 different women so far that we know. And he had already had 5 of those children before deciding to get married to his current wife, Annie, who he was dating before them and maybe even during them. And I can only feel comfortable talking about all this stuff because Two-Face himself talks about it all the time. He's not hiding it. He's proud of it, in fact. Two-Face has admitted by himself that he only married Annie out of pity for what he has put her through over the years, which in my opinion is a terrible reason to marry someone. In a 2023 article, Two-Face boasted about his multiple baby mamas and how they were all from rich homes. He said his first baby mama, Pero, who gave birth to his first son, graduated as a doctor from a top UK university, that she was from a very wealthy family. He said his second baby moms of 2 kids, Sandra, was a dealer in expensive diamond and gold jewelries and was already a multi-millionaire when he met her, and she owned one of the most expensive houses in Banana Island. He said his third baby mama, Falilat, was a high-class lawyer who had won many big cases for so many wealthy men and women in this country and abroad, and that's how she made her money. But then he said he chose Annie and married her because she allegedly started out poor like him. I'm going to quote Two-Face right now because I'm not sure there's a way I can put any of this in my own words. Annie is from an average background like myself. We both started from nothing. She stuck by me through it all. When there was no car, she hopped on bikes, took the bus and trekked with me. When there was no money or house or hit songs or millions of albums sold or big awards and accolades, when I used to repeat just 3 sets of clothes, she would always hold my head, look into my eyes and tell me things will be fine one day. When I wasn't handsome, she would call me her Prince Charming. When I wasn't celebrated, she called me her king and said she is my #1 fan, and to this day she still is. Even when I made it big as a musician and started misbehaving and controversies almost destroyed my career, she would go down on her knees and pray to God to show me the way and give me victory over my enemies. My first thoughts when I discovered this interview was that Annie seems like someone that loves Two-Face very much, maybe too much. But then I also discovered that she met Two-Face when she was 15 years old and he was 24 years old. This one shocked me, walai, because As someone who doesn't follow celebrity news like that, the Two-Face and Annie relationship has always been painted as this beautiful love story, as one of perseverance and stuff, when in reality it could have been a case of trauma bonding. And now, even after all this, and after 12 long years of marriage, Two-Face has finally decided that Annie, who he called his number one fan, the one that would pray to God to show him the way when he wasn't sure himself, is no longer worthy of marriage. And he recently announced his engagement to a new woman, a state lawmaker named Natasha. Now, I have a couple of thoughts for this Natasha lady. I'm not sure what she thinks she's doing, because I think maybe she sees this as a win. Like, maybe she sees that, I've gotten this very popular musician and I can change him, like Jesus Christ. She thinks she's more special than the many women that Two-Face has been with before her, even when Two-Face has publicly admitted to being with these women because of their money. And I admit that nobody has more money than a Nigerian politician. But I have news for you, Sister Natasha. Men don't change. We like what we like and we chase what we like, even if it kills us. And Two-Face has decided strongly that he likes rich women, multiple rich women. Now, I'm not really trying to appeal to this Natasha lady to do anything. I'm not even trying to convince her of anything. I mean, she's not innocent in any of this. She essentially knows what she's doing, because she's dating a married man at the end of the day. So I think she knows what she's getting herself into. But what personally I found very, very funny is that Two-Face family declared him missing to the DSS. They said Two-Face left his house very early in the morning on the 10th of February in his loungewear, and he said that he was going for a walk, and they have not seen him since then. And they also said several of Two-Face's friends had received messages from Two-Face on social media asking for financial help. But then the very next day, after being declared missing to the DSS, Two-Face was spotted in a hair shop wig shopping with Natasha. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you'll be informed whenever I post a new video. Otherwise, I will declare you missing to the DSS. My name is Obi King. Stay away from bald men that can sing. I'll see you guys in the next one.